Alright, for this video I'm going to be showing how I add a switchable speaker out jack to a combo amp. That way you can use it either as a combo or as kind of like an amp head. And you're going to need some speaker wire, a double pole double throw switch, and a 1/4 inch jack. Start by taking the back off the amp. And the backs of these amps are usually sealed on, so I'm going to take this battery pack out here so I can get my fingers in there to pry it off. There we go. And so next I'm going to need to drill holes in this for the jack and the switch. So I'm going to go drill those and I'll be right back. Alright, the holes are drilled. So I'm going to mount the parts in there and tighten them up. Get the jack here. Alright, those seem pretty good. So next thing here, I'm just going to snip these two wires coming from the amp to the speaker. And that's where I'm going to be wiring in the switch and the jack and stuff. I'm just gonna strip the ends of the wires where I snipped them, so I'll be able to solder them. thing off. Alright, so I wasn't able to get my wire strippers down inside to strip the wires coming from the circuit. So I'm going to take the actual amp circuit out of the frame, and I'm just going to take out the screws in the side and then push the amp through the back. Okay, there, the screws are out. So now for the hard part. These things are stuck in here really good, which makes it pretty hard to push them out. There we go, I think it's starting to move. Got it. Almost. And there we go. So there's the circuit. And that's going to be a lot easier to work with now. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm just adding a couple extra inches of speaker wire to the wires coming from the circuit so that it'll be able to reach the switch. Alright, got those twisted on there and they're ready to solder. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to take some wire and wire from the two lugs on the jack to the two bottom lugs of the switch. Get those wires twisted in there. Okay, so now I'm going to wire those wires coming off the speaker to the switch. And actually, I think I'll just take those off to make it a lot easier to wire. So you're just going to pull those off the tabs. And this one doesn't want to come off. You gotta be careful you don't break the tabs off the speaker. There we go. So I'm going to wire these here, and the black wire is going to go on the top lug above where the wire from the sleeve of the jack is soldered. So right there. And then the red one is going to go right next to it. So that'll be on the top lug above where the tip from the jack is soldered to the switch. Now we're going to solder in the amp, and that's going to go in the middle two lugs, and the red wire coming from the amp is going to be soldered directly below the red wire going to the speaker, and the black wire coming from the amp is going to be soldered directly below the black wire going to the speaker. Okay, so everything's wired up now, and we just have to reassemble the amp here. Okay, so we got to attach these wires back to the speaker, and the black one is going to go to the negative tab, and the red one is going to go to the positive tab. Alright, so those are back on, and we just got to screw everything down now. Stick that back through there. Alright, so this is actually finished now, but I'm just going to take a paint pen here and label the jack and the switch. Alright, that's an 8-ohm speaker. And with the switch down, that's the speaker inside this amp. And with the switch up, then the amp's going to the jack, which is, that'll be the external speaker. There we go. So that's all for this video. Thank you all for watching.